In our last investigation, we broke down which washing machines are actually worth buying and the strategies to avoid getting ripped off at the appliance store. However, another question arose. That is great for washers, but what about the rest of my house? Who can I actually trust? Today we are naming names. We dug into the repair data, the class action lawsuits, and the recall records that the manufacturers do not want you to see. These are the 4 appliance brands you need to avoid at all costs, and these are the 2 that have refused to join the race to the bottom. Here is the blacklist. Number 1 on the blacklist, the repeat offender. If there is a single brand that deserves to be removed from every home in America, it is Samsung. Samsung makes brilliant phones, they make excellent televisions, but their appliances are a different story entirely. We surveyed the repair data, and the results were unanimous. 7 out of 7 appliance repair experts advised against buying Samsung. Some repair companies will not even service Samsung appliances because the parts do not exist. You call for help and nobody comes. Start with the refrigerator. Samsung. French door models have been the subject of a class action lawsuit filed in 2017 over defective ice makers that leak, freeze solid, and destroy the fan motor. A Facebook group dedicated to Samsung refrigerator failures now has over 100,000 members. The lawsuit settled in 2023. The ice makers are still failing. Then, look at the range. Samsung recalled 1.1 million slide and electric stoves because the front-mounted knobs can activate with minor contact from a person or a pet. That defect caused over 250 fires, destroyed homes, and killed animals. They knew about the problem for over a decade before issuing the recall. Samsung makes some of the best electronics on the planet. Their appliances are expensive garbage. Do not put one in your home. Number 2 on the blacklist is the compressor killer. LG advertises that their linear compressor is tested to last 20 years. The lawyers suing them would like a word. A traditional refrigerator compressor spins a motor in a bath of oil. It is loud, but it is constantly lubricated and virtually indestructible. LG replaced that with a linear compressor, a piston that slides back and forth in a straight line like a syringe. It relies on a tiny system of valves and springs to keep friction from destroying itself. Those valves fail. When they do, the compressor sends metal shavings into the sealed cooling lines. It is a heart attack for the appliance. The refrigerator is totaled. In 2020, LG settled a class action covering 1.6 million refrigerators. Then they were sued again in 2024 and again in 2025. Same compressor, same defect. One owner reported needing 5 replacement compressors in a single refrigerator. The replacements also failed. LG scores well in lab tests, but lab tests do not run your refrigerator for 5 years in a real kitchen with real humidity and real use. When consumers tried to sue, LG pointed to an arbitration clause printed on the cardboard shipping box. They argued that opening the box meant you waived your right to take them to court. They have been caught. They have been sued. They settled, and they are still selling you the same compressor. The next brand on our list is not a single company. It is an empire. Number 3 on the blacklist, the hidden empire. You think you're choosing between 10 different brands when you walk into a big box store. You are not. Whirlpool Corporation owns Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, JennAir, Roper, Inglis, and Viking. They are the largest appliance manufacturer on the planet, and nearly half the showroom floor belongs to them. Your grandfather's Maytag lasted 30 years because it was built by a company that cared about one thing: durability. Today's Maytag is a Whirlpool in a different costume. The logo changed. The engineering did not improve. If you watched our last video, you already know about the sealed tub. Manufacturers like Whirlpool mold the drum bearings directly into the plastic outer tub using a process called plastic welding. The bearings are permanently sealed inside. When the $20 bearing wears out, and it will, you cannot replace it. You have to buy the entire tub assembly. The part costs $400. The labor costs $300. That is a $700 repair bill on an $800 machine. The repairman looks at you and says the phrase that defines their business model: "It is not worth fixing." That is not an accident. That is the design, and the company that controls the other half of the showroom floor is no better. Number 4 on the blacklist, the recall factory. Frigidaire used to be a name your mother trusted. Then Electrolux bought them. Electrolux is the second largest appliance manufacturer in the world, and they own Frigidaire, Tappan, and Gibson. Together, they have built a recall record that should terrify every homeowner in America. In 2022, they recalled 367,500 refrigerators because the ice maker was breaking apart and sending plastic shards into the ice bucket. Consumers were swallowing the plastic, choking on it, getting cut by it. 2 years later, they recalled another 383,000 refrigerators for the same defect and the same plastic. That is 750,000 refrigerators recalled in 2 years, feeding you pieces of your own appliance. It did not stop there. Frigidaire ranges were recalled because the control panel could detach and electrocute you. Their gas cooktops were recalled because the knobs cracked and leaked gas, causing fires. Appliance repair technicians have a nickname for Frigidaire dishwashers. They call them disposable dishwashers because they rarely survive past 3 years. That is not a defect. That is a business model. So if those 4 brands are the problem, what is left? There are 2 names that refuse to play this game. Number 1 on the trust list, the laundry tank. We have talked about Speed Queen before, and the response was overwhelming. So we are doubling down. Speed Queen has been building washing machines in Ripon, Wisconsin for 110 years. They do not build consumer appliances. They build commercial laundromat machines. The washer you put in your house is the same machine a laundromat owner runs 14 hours a day, just without the coin slot. Inside, you will find a steel transmission with steel gears and a mechanical timer. There are no circuit boards to fry. There are no sensors to malfunction. There is no touchscreen to crack. It fills the tub with water and it washes your clothes. Miele Appliance, which tracks over 33,000 real service calls every year, consistently ranks Speed Queen among the lowest for repair rates in the entire industry. The machine is designed to last 25 years. Critics will say it is expensive. A Speed Queen top loader runs about $1,400 compared to $900 for LG. They will say the capacity is small at 2.7 cubic feet. They are right, but the features they removed are the features that break. $1,400 once or $900 3 times. You do the math. Speed Queen does not innovate. They do not add Wi-Fi. They do not chase trends. They build the same machine they have always built. That is exactly why it still works. But Speed Queen only makes laundry machines. If you want that level of quality across your entire home, there is one more name you need to know. Number 2 on the trust list, the German Standard. Every brand on our avoid list designs their appliances to survive the warranty period. Miele designs theirs to outlive you. Miele is a family-owned German company that has never been publicly traded. There are no shareholders screaming for cheaper parts and higher margins. There is no quarterly earnings call demanding they cut costs on the steel. While the rest of the industry tests their machines to 3,000 or 5,000 cycles, Miele tests internally to over 10,000 cycles across a 20-year lifespan. Their washers use cast iron counterweights, where other brands use concrete that crumbles. Their dishwashers rank among the lowest for service calls in the entire industry. Parts are available. Repairs are rare. And when a Miele does need service, the machine is worth repairing because it still has a decade of life ahead of it. A $2,000 Miele dishwasher that runs for 20 years costs you $100 a year. A $600 Samsung that dies in 4 years costs you $150 a year, plus the repair bills, plus the afternoons you spend on hold with a customer service agent reading from a script. If you can afford Miele, buy Miele. You will not think about that appliance again for 2 decades. Here is the verdict. The appliance industry is not broken by accident. It is broken by design. The 4 brands on our avoid list have one thing in common. They answer to shareholders who demand higher margins every quarter. That means cheaper parts, shorter lifespans, and more replacements. The 2 brands on our trust list answer to their product, not their stock price. Every dollar you spend on a disposable appliance funds the next generation of disposable appliances. They want you to replace your fridge every 5 years. They want you to throw away your washer when a $20 bearing fails. They want you to keep feeding the machine. Stop feeding it. Stop buying the touchscreen. Stop buying the smart features. Stop buying the plastic. Buy the steel. Buy the iron. Buy the machine that respects your money. The most expensive appliance you will ever own is the one you have to buy twice. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.